we happened to be talking about a presentation he was doing, and we were talking about the wording of one of the bullet points. And he said, well, let me do this. So he copies it, puts it into the chat AI generator, and it comes up with a completely different version that we both liked. And so we put that back into his presentation. But they said, so let me ask you a question. I said, beyond this, where do you think AI is going to take us? And he said, I think of it as another employee.
Welcome to the Attraction Pros podcast, where we discuss the latest trends and challenges facing the attractions industry today.
We chat with some of the top leaders in the field and provide resources that will help develop your career in this great industry.
I am Josh Liebman. I am obsessed with the guest experience and helping attractions make that their top priority for success.
And I'm Matt Heller. I am passionate about organizational effectiveness, leadership development, and employee engagement.
Now sit upright, hold on tight, and get ready for the Attraction Pros podcast. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
It's going fantastically. How are you?
I'm doing really well. We are coming at you with another mini-sode. So if you didn't check out the last episode, one of our shorter episodes that we've done, we're trying out this new format. Figured we do back-to-back mini-sodes as we lead into episode 300. So we are at episode 299. So question for you.
Yeah.
How will AI disrupt the attractions industry, including theme parks, zoos, museums, aquariums, and family entertainment centers?
Well, I think it really has the opportunity to transform the attractions industry and many of the things that we do within the industry.
Mm-hmm. So we'd like to share 5 ways that AI could transform or disrupt the attractions industry. So Matt, do you want to kick it off and share the first way that AI will transform the attractions industry?
Sure. How about through personalized experiences? AI can be used to create more personalized experiences for your guests. For example, theme parks could use facial recognition technology to identify visitors as they enter the park, and then provide recommendations for attractions and activities based on their past behavior and preferences.
Ooh. So for the second one, how about enhanced safety? AI can help improve safety and security at attractions. For example, facial recognition and behavior analysis algorithms could be used to identify potential threats and alert staff.
I think another way is through efficient operations. AI can help attractions operate more efficiently by automating certain tasks. For example, chatbots could be used to answer frequently asked questions, freeing up staff to focus on other things.
True. The fourth one could be about predictive maintenance. So AI can help attractions predict and prevent equipment failures. For example, sensors could be used to monitor ride components and alert maintenance staff before a failure occurs.
And the last one, augmented and virtual reality. AI can be used to create more immersive experiences, such as augmented and virtual reality attractions. These experiences can be customized to the individual visitor, providing a unique and memorable experience.
So overall, AI has the potential to enhance the attractions industry by providing more personalized experiences, improving safety and security, and increasing efficiency. However, there are also potential risks such as privacy concerns and job displacement. So as the industry evolves, it will be important to carefully consider these risks and work to mitigate them.
Well said.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, Matt, I have a little bit of a confession to make.
I'm here to listen.
I gotta come clean. At the beginning of this episode, I asked, how will AI disrupt the attractions industry, including theme parks, zoos, museums, aquariums, and family entertainment centers? I posed that same question to ChatGPT before we recorded this, and it came up with 5 ways that it could disrupt the industry, including what we just read out verbatim.
Absolutely. So you probably noticed that it wasn't our typical banter back and forth because we were reading from these responses. But I thought what was really interesting is that some of the things that we've talked about with other guests in little pieces here and there were things that were picked up. like the facial recognition and, providing recommendations based on preferences. Those kind of things were picked up through this. It's almost like you're talking to someone who has the expertise that, maybe somebody working in the industry for a long time has had.
It's almost as if maybe ChatGPT sourced the response it gave from the Attraction Pros podcast. I don't know, maybe. But regardless, I think all 5 of those are pretty agreeable. Would you say? I don't think I got it wrong. We made no edits. We read that out absolutely verbatim.
Yeah. So I absolutely think that all those areas are possible impacts of AI on the attractions industry. But I also have some maybe real world research that I did very recently, actually just like an hour before this call. I was talking to Glenn Andre from Sweden, one of our guests that we've had in the past. And we happened to be talking about, and this came out very organically, we happened to be talking about a presentation he was doing, and we were talking about the wording of one of the bullet points. And he said, well, let me do this. So he copies it, puts it into the chat AI generator, and it comes up with a completely different version that we both liked. And so we put that back into his presentation. But they said, so let me ask you a question. I said, beyond this, where do you think AI is going to take us? And he said, I think of it as another employee, right? It's not like Google where you ask a question and you have to ask the right question. AI, and in particular, this particular service, is actually something you could share your expectations, almost delegate something to, and get something back. He says, we've actually also used it to compare contracts. You put both in there and you say, what's the difference between the two? So instead of you having to read through the entire thing. But I just thought his outlook of this is, think about it as another employee that, again, you can assign tasks to and then have to check up on it afterwards. And that was one of the big things, is that, you don't want to just take it for face value, if you will. But just like if you assign a team member a task, you have to follow up on that, right? You have to make sure that it's the right thing for you. So you have to do the same thing in this particular context.
So on one hand, it could replace employees, or on the other hand, it could help employees further do their job and maybe be able to get to answers and get to quality output even quicker, cleaner, and more efficient.
Absolutely. And I also wanted to mention something about that word disrupt, because as we've been talking about it, I think AI will disrupt the attractions industry for those who don't adapt to it. And that's one of the other things that Glenn Andre said. He said, this will be something that can be used as such a tool, but for those who don't get on board or don't, maximize, the efficiency of it, it could really be a detriment in terms of maybe we now have an AI bot doing something, right, where a team member used to, which doesn't feel good to my heart from a people side of the business, but we have to look at reality. But then other people are now paying, people to do that, and maybe they fall behind, or maybe they're spending more money. So there's definitely a disruption to it, to the industry, and what we can use as a result of engaging with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So lots to think about here. So the question that we are going to put out to all of you who are watching and listening here is, how will AI, whether it's disrupt, help, enhance, transform, whatever verb you want to put in there, the attractions industry, including theme parks, zoos, museums, aquariums, and family entertainment centers?
Yeah. And I would also love to hear how you're already using it.
Yeah.
Josh used it to source information for this podcast, this mini-sode, right? How are you already using it? I'd love to hear that.
Absolutely. So let us know on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Share your thoughts, share your feelings, share if you were surprised at all by the twist in this podcast, or if you knew it all along. And we'll catch you back here in episode 300. That's our next episode coming up.
Yeah. So whether you are embracing AI right now, or you're going to embrace it in the future, one thing is for sure. We are all Attraction Pros. Thanks for listening to the Attraction Pros podcast.
Make sure to subscribe so you can tune in when new episodes release. And even better, please leave us a review on iTunes.
For more information, visit attractionpros.com.